All right, let me see. Dun dun dun. Hey, there we are on Twitch.
Oh, yeah, there we are.
Is that us?
Looks like it.
All right.
Give me just a second. I'm waiting for Seema to... There she is. She's waving. Now we'll see if she sees and hears us, or if she's just waving.
Let us know when you can see or hear us.
Hopefully see and hear us. If our mouths are moving and there's no sound...
Listen. I am paid to be pretty. Oh, wait. God damn it. I'm not paid.
All right.
Shit.
Language.
All right. Language.
Family.
Oh, yeah.
That
Well,
was our
I'm not
one.
gonna cuss.
All right. Family friendly.
I'm not going to cuss on the podcast.
Where's my bleep button here?
I don't have a bleep button. I have push to talk that I forget to let go of when I swear. So
Yeah.
Yes. All right, guys. Please ignore my bandaged hand, by the way. Ignore that. Going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. On this episode of the AIE Podcast.
Destiny 2, The Light and the Dark.
Shh. No spoilers.
So much to do in SOTOR before June 25th.
And speaking of late June, less than 2 weeks before early access in Final Fantasy XIV.
And we have everyone's favorite floor tank, Dan Kinia, here to talk to us about AIE and ESO.
Woohoo! All that and more coming up right now.
Bringing you the latest news from the AIE gaming community from planet Earth and beyond. This is the AIE Podcast.
All right, welcome to episode 423 of the podcast delivering you the Eliocta-esque gaming community. The Die Has Been Podcast. And happy Father's Day to those who it applies to. This is Makala, and speaking of really great dads, to my left downstairs and probably with a cat on his desk is Tetsemi.
Hi, no cat. However, I do have a cat in Diablo 4, and it picks up all this stuff, and it's wonderful.
Excellent. All right, and in more dad/cat news, 2 states over is Mew Cow.
Greetings, guildies. Hopefully everyone's having a good summer.
It's too hot.
It is.
Oh, sorry.
not even summer
I know it's... Yeah, you're right. It's not even summer until
The 21st.
Friday?
Yep.
My car
I
said
didn't
it was
remember if it was
100.
the 20th or 21st this year. Oh, right. Well, it's not summer yet, but it's summer. Anyways, this week we're joined by our very dear friend, the floor tank herself, Dan Kinia, who is here to talk to us about AIE in ESO. Welcome, Kenny.
hello there.
All right. So, Kenny, now that we've heard your golden sultry voice, we're going to find out what you have been up to in and out of game.
In game ESO, WoW, running around doing dungeons, tanking the floor, a little bit of Diablo. Messed around with the new pet there, picking up all the gold. In real life, I joined Makala and Tetsemi for our Thursday night D&D game. We've been working on a bunch of puzzles. We got to talk to a very nice golem.
Yes.
And so far, my character there is not tanking the floor.
No.
Nope.
Mine
So
did.
yeah, that
Yeah.
is true. Yeah. But that's been a lot of fun as well. So just, a little bit of a lot of different games.
Awesome. All right, Mew, my friend, what have you been up to in and out of game?
Let's see. At a game, actually today we enjoyed a bit of a break at the Museum of Ice Cream because it's so hot
Ooh.
already.
Ooh.
There's a
Yeah.
of ice cream.
Oh yeah, it's got several places, but this one's in Austin, and yeah, it's I mean, it's more of an Instagrammer's place of ice cream. Like the museum part is kind of a misnomer. It's there's kind of like a little bit of museumy stuff here, but it's mostly like, hey, take a picture here. Hey, take a picture here. Hey, take a picture here.
Okay.
here, hold some ice cream while you take a picture here. That's
Oh, that's kind of cute. Okay.
Yeah. So and it's throughout the little tour, there's little stations for scoops of ice cream, for ice cream bars, for ice cream pops. It's all the different types of ice cream, and it's one of those cases where you pay $30, but you can have all the ice cream you can fill yourself up with if you really want to. Like, they won't stop you. And
Okay.
most of them tend to end where there is a giant swimming pool full of plastic sprinkles, so that you can dive in and take more Instagram photos for.
That's okay. So cute, but and if you're really into ice cream, worth it.
Yes, yeah, and of course you exit through the gift shop, or you can
Of course.
spend extra bits of money, and they have your alcohol laced ice cream and whatnots.
Now I'm
This-
interested.
Yeah, this month was Love and Sprinkles. It was rainbow gummy bears over a type of different layers of rainbow colors of a martini. So,
Nice.
So it looked interesting. And yeah, you can get. I'm still here. Windows
Yes, you're
decided
here.
to just tell me something. But yeah, you can get sundaes, like real fancy sundaes at the end too, but yeah, it's air conditioned, of course, and there's ice cream. So
Hey, yeah.
you have to brave the 100-degree heat between your car and the building, and then the building to the car. But ice cream.
That sounds like everything else. That's how we live our life here in Phoenix, especially during the summer.
Yep,
You go from
yep,
one air conditioned place to another.
yeah,
unless
but
you-
here you have to wade through the humidity too. So
Yeah. No, I don't like swimming, much less swimming in
yeah.
without water.
Yep. But other than that, because of said heat, not really done much outside. Not much as far
No.
as touching grass. It's
No.
definitely too miserable out there. But in game, still kind of winding down. We're in the victory laps for WoW. So we're still kind of doing the Awaken raids. We're kind of pushing at it. We're in the heroic. We've, for whatever reason, that all of the heroic bosses are just so overtuned that they're just not really worth the effort. So we kind of get there and hit the wall, and we're like, yeah, whatever. But Remix has still been fun. Pandemonium. It's we're all going to be spoiled when the expansion comes out, and we don't have these super powered characters running around and just dive bombing everything around us. And
Oh, you mean kind of like Cataclysm after Wrath?
yeah,
Oh.
that works.
Oh.
Yeah,
It's okay,
yeah.
boo. It's okay.
But yeah, well, we'll see what they have. I mean, it sounds like they've got some interesting expat coming. But spending lots of time in Fallout 76. They just had a patch come out this week that was has an interesting little new area with some giant robots. So if you like trying to smash giant robots before they smash you, then there you go. And yeah, some extra story and just kind of running amok in the Fallout, as they say, crawling through the Fallout.
Excellent. All right, Ted, what have you been up to in and out of game?
Well, I did. I have to show this off. So, it's called the Deck of Many Drinks, and it has drink recipes, but it's also a deck of many things. So it has various cards you can pull, and on the back, let's see. Like the first one is Dark Elf. It says a darkness spell is immediately cast and centered on the drinker. Yeah, that's always good.
So what's the drink? What's the drink recipe?
Well, the recipes are in here in the book,
Ah, okay.
not on the cards. That would have been really cool, but the let's see. Is it hang on. Yep, here's the Dark Elf. Enriched in shadow, cocktail tea, sweet but has a bite to it that may intimidate the weak-hearted. It's white rum, peach schnapps, cherry juice, grenadine, cherries, and maraschino cherries as well. So like double cherries.
This is something Kim would drink.
Yeah, exactly.
It's something I would drink too.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So
Where I'm
yeah,
like, I'm so sorry. Where there's that. Yeah, that's way too sweet.
no. And then the other fun thing. This is what's in reach. But I got some new. Let's see. Where's the camera? There's the camera. Dice, and they're metallic blue, like an anodized metallic blue with a black enamel, and they're heavy and they're fun. So, yeah, that's Father's Day stuff, and yeah, Void Dice, right, Seema?
Yeah.
And then in gaming, well, yeah, we're about to go in Call of Cthulhu to the final boss's house. Maybe take a slight last detour on the way, but we're ready for the final. Well, not ready, but we are headed towards the final confrontation, whether we're ready or not.
Yes, but I have heard a voice from above that tells us we might want to deal with something else first.
Yeah, we gotta go find what's going on with the electricity, so we'll figure
Yeah.
that out.
Yeah.
And then in gaming, honestly, most of it's been Diablo 4. As much as I protest about them not continuing the story on the main characters, the new expansion reveal and class looks really good. I'm waiting for the more details on the it looks like a combination between like Amazon Monk and Witch Doctor. I don't know. It could be all three. It could be any of them. Throw a little druid in there. Yeah, the new trailer is intense and gory. There's a lot of body horror, so if you're not into that, don't watch it. But I have my seasonal character through the season. I've unlocked all 90 steps on the season, and the character level's 99 and a third, so I just have a little bit more to go to finish off the Paragon boards, and then I'm probably going to start a Necromancer because I've heard they're ridiculously overpowered and fun. Either that or Sorcerer, Mage, whatever the Wizard, whatever the other spellcasting class is, just because I've seen them put out ridiculous amounts of AoE damage, and that works really well during the Hell Tides. But
Nice.
yeah, so a lot of fun with that, and then I restarted Dragon Age Inquisition because I loaded it up, and it said, "Do you want to sync your cloud save?" And I'm like, "What cloud save? I've never played this game before in my life." And it's like, "Yes, you did back in 2019." I'm like, "Oh, well, that explains it's pre-pandemic, so I have no memory of anything."
That was a lifetime ago.
Yeah,
I have no recollection of this place.
exactly.
Yes.
So, so I restarted and going through that because in the Summer Games Fest, now owned by Jeff Keighley, replacing E3 and a bunch of other game conferences, in a good way, I think.
Yeah.
The new Dragon Age game trailer is out, and it looks amazing. People who don't like the art style and whatever, just stop complaining. It's wonderful. It looks great. I love it. The humor's amazing. They're sitting in a bar going through a story narrative on how they're going to put together a group to do something, and it's fun. And the 20 minutes of gameplay looked solid as well. So I want to get through Inquisition so I can transfer that character into the new game, so you don't get the default choices, which with Dragon Age are never the right choices. They're always bad. So, but that's what I've been up to. You seem to be missing something, McCullough. What are you missing?
What am I missing?
Yes. An appendage?
No, it's fixed. I got a new one.
Did you get
Star Wars?
Did you get a robot one or a real one?
Yeah, I got a robot one.
Nice.
So last week in our Star Wars campaign, we were fighting. I'm not sure what universe we were in because they were called Sentinels, and evidently clones and mutants are the same because God, those things were picking on me. In the Star Wars system, you get critical hits, and one of those critical hits will cut off a limb, not unlike what happened to Luke in the Cloud City. So my character lost their leg below the knee. Good times, good times. She did get it replaced with a brand new, lovely model. So that was great. I don't know if it gives me any benefits game wise, but it's new and it's sparkly. We did have to have a conversation, though, about standard operating procedures that if somebody loses a limb, please just don't drop it off in the forest somewhere. We need to make sure that gets incinerated. Because
that would explain throwing your genetic material around. Got it.
Yes. Because my character being a clone, and we ate the child of a geneticist, she understands how important it is to not do that.
Mhm.
By the way, we're about to sneak into an Imperial genetics facility. And we just had some visions that look one of us had some visions of the place that looked, not unlike the place where my character was born, which means we're about to bump back into her quote-unquote mother. So, good times. And much like life imitating art, I am... anyone who saw me to the countdown for the show saw that my hand is bandaged. My leg is also bandaged because I took a tumble hiking today. Now, nothing is broken besides the skin.
That's
But
good. And your pride.
my pride, yeah. Tet will attest to this. I have a really high pain threshold. I have a chronic illness that does cause large amounts of pain. It's for that reason my base is much higher than other people's. I was almost crying while he was tending to my wounds today. So, good times. I now have to rethink about what I'm wearing to a wedding next weekend because I need something that covers this leg. The other big thing we did is, I can't believe Tat didn't talk about this, is Cat's Eye Curiosities website went live.
I'm not stealing your thunder.
I don't. Well, you did all the work.
No.
We don't
You
have-
did all the work. I just published your work.
Okay. We don't have the dice up yet. The dice necklace is up yet. And yes, Max, actually, I do wear it with pride. As a very, very dexterous person that often misses my dex checks, I have scars. I have scars all over. I can tell you where every single one is and how I got every single one. So, yeah, scars are fine. I don't cover them up. They're good. But anyway, so Cat's Eye Curiosity went live. We don't have the dice necklaces up yet because that's going to be a pain in the bum. But we do have up the headbands, all 100, almost 120 styles. We do have our gorgeous new hand painted cameos up. We have our necklaces up, which are all one of a kind. So we have a lot more to put up. The stuff that we have, like a lot of, like the smaller priced items, but our biggest ones are up. So pretty excited about that. If anyone is curious, it's Cat's Eye Curiosities at Square. Cat's Eye Curiosities.square.site. I'm popping that in the chat if anyone wants to see it. Cat worked really hard on it, getting everything up and running. It looks really pretty. And just as much as we liked being on Etsy for being able to be found, guys, I have to upcharge things by $2 every item. Which when a headband is supposed to be $8 and I have to charge $10 for it, I don't like doing. So everything is up and what I would sell at a con. So that was our big thing. And then that's about it. Like Cam mentioned, our Call of Cthulhu campaign is wrapping up. We have a few more sessions left. We're in preparation for our next storyline that could, if these characters survive, end up being our next campaign. So that's about it.
Awesome.
All right. So we are going to chat with Kenny about ESO in just a few minutes. But guys, what do you think about this week's news?
Probably good.
AIE News.
All right. Mandatory fun nights, where the fun is mandatory, but attendance is not. Going on at 8:30 Eastern is Destiny 2. I'm sorry, that is on Sunday. So that's in 10 minutes, guys. On Monday, Guild Wars 2 at 9:30 Eastern. Monday, STO at 10 o'clock Eastern. Tuesday, SOTOR at 9 p.m. Eastern. Wednesday, HFO Mythic and Mayhem and WoW, 8 p.m. Eastern. Thursday's board game night, which is on the first and third Thursdays of the month, 7 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Central. Friday, we have our friend Kenny herself in ESO at 9 p.m. Eastern. Saturday, Lotro at 8:30 Eastern. Saturday, Final Fantasy 14 maps at 9:30 Eastern. Saturday, WoW Classic Hardcore at 9:30 Eastern. And to top off everything is Saturday, New Braid, again, Kenny, at 11 p.m. Eastern.
All right. And I don't remember if Seema told us last week that Classic Hardcore is still going on Saturdays or not. So we'll check on that. I know I'm trying to remember what Seema told us last week. But in streaming and guild podcast news, we have a ton of AIE member podcasts. You want to know where to find them? Look no further than the show notes. We have the new Overlords podcast with Max and Seema.
Yay!
We have the Working Class Nerds with Marcus and Nick. Reminder, not safe for life. And Boards and Swords with Chris and Philip. Dr. Gameology with Dr. Daniel Kaufman. STO Fleet Action Report with Greebog and Nicodemus. And a podcast reborn, a Final Fantasy community podcast with Brandon, a.k.a. Old Man Franks, Megan, and Rose, sponsored by Dayquil. No, not really, but you'll understand if you
my
listen.
brother.
Yep.
Yep. And I think they're recording now or just did or something. They're recording today sometime.
Yeah, a few hours ago, so.
Yeah. Yep. Alrighty. Over in Nomad's Land, specifying Destiny 2, the new expansion has launched with new activities, new weapons, and it is the conclusion of what Bungie is calling the Light and Dark Saga, where everyone fights the big bad that's been looming in the background for the last 10 years. They did some really neat stuff, like a 12-player activity that unlocked when the new raid had been completed by a team. So it's one of those things where story got unlocked when somebody raided, which is a little bit better than story gets unlocked if you raid. So
Yeah, definitely.
yeah. And overall, lots of positive reviews, so people are having fun over there.
So in WoW, I guess I'll kick it off with some New Braid news. New Braid cleared up to the final boss, Sarkarus and Avarice, on Saturday night, and in the coming weeks, we'll be working on getting people the Awakened Raid achievement. So defeating all of the bosses in Vault of the Incarnates, Avarice, and Amirdasil on normal difficulty gives you a Voyaging Wildling mount. So that's what we're working towards, and we'll be saving the lockouts to help with that. And planning has also begun for AIE's Summer of Love event, which will run from July 27th through August 2nd, which is our Remembrance Day. In WoW, there's going to be a lore night and a WoW trivia night, as well as pet and toy giveaways. And Rintassilin has been nice enough to volunteer to cover New Braid for that event because I will be in a cooler climate.
So anywhere else. And by the way, there's a picture of that Voyaging Wilder mount, and Wildling mount, and it's adorable.
Yeah.
I like it. That's in our show notes. The next expansion, The War Within, has a launch date of August 26th, with early access on August 22nd for people who pre-purchase the Epic Edition.
No, you were
beta-
correct. It is an addiction.
Okay, the Epic
Epic
Addiction.
Yes.
Two things can be true at the same time.
Yes.
Beta access is open, and there are spoilers out there. So, guys, please step carefully, and please respect others by not discussing big revelations in guild chat or Discord unless it's hidden. Meanwhile, players are busy finishing up achievements and leveling alts, many of them in the Pandarian remix, as Mew referred to. It is a wicked good time. What are we in Boston? Oh, I want to be in Boston.
Wicked.
I think I want to be in Boston. Anyways, all right. We also have a new playable dwarf race, the Earthen in War Within. It seems only fair that they should be unlocked on day 1 for Earthen Ring, right? Right.
Yeah.
Get on it, guys.
Also, Mew, if I'm not mistaken, we have heard nothing about a pre-patch date, right?
Not that they've.
Yeah, and that's usually
yeah.
a month before, like 3 to 4 weeks before the launch. So that could be if they keep that and they do something. It's going to be right at the end of Summer of Love. So depending on when they're announcing it, we may have some additional WoW stuff in Summer of Love. So
It's true. Yeah, although they're under new management now, which seems to be doing some new stuff. So, maybe they're just trying things different. Who knows?
Yep.
Who knows?
be.
We'll find out.
All right.
Oh, and before
ahead.
we escape, I did want to mention they are doing the Welcome to Azeroth bundle. The reason why I mention this is I think it's like $25, but you
It
get
is.
2 months. 2 months of,
Oh, nice.
of sub time.
Ooh.
And 2 months.
Yeah.
And you get Dragonflight for free if you didn't already have it, and you get a free level 60 boost. So it's
Right.
it's one of those deals that I thought I'd mention for those that might have been out of WoW for a little while. It might actually be worth it to grab it because it also lets you play WoW Classic.
Yes. And
Nice.
speaking of WoW Classic, our Stale Puff Marshmallow raid team has had one raid night so far in which they came within 10% of clearing the full Blackwing Descent on normal 10-person raid. Off to a strong start. The only Keta news of note is Blizzard recently changed Valor to be a rolling seasonal cap, like how Conquest points already work, so they're all very excited about that, especially for upcoming alts. Season of Discovery has lots of news about upcoming Season 4 reaching the level cap of 60 at last. And it sounds like some really cool stuff like new tier sets for every spec, 3 difficulty levels for Molten Core, and of course, new rune abilities.
Excellent.
Over in Final Fantasy XIV, less than 2 weeks
2 weeks.
until June 28th when early access for the new X-Pack drops. The last live letter aired kind of over the weekend, and the VOD is on their page if you want to see all these things they got up to, because there was some silly stuff as usual.
Of course.
But they did show some of the new zones, some of the new gear sets, and I believe they did share the actual official launch cinematic.
Yeah.
So it's the thing that will give you the spoilers that aren't spoilers, because out of context you have no idea what's going on.
Yeah.
It's just nature of things.
And that bard weapon looks ridiculous. Like really over the top. It's have you seen that?
Not yet, but that doesn't surprise me, because that's just kind of like Bard needs stuff like that because it's supposed to be a little bit more flamboyant. It's
Yeah.
supposed to be a little extra. Like you have a playable instrument as your weapon.
Yes.
So
Yeah, it's
just-
like
it's-
they took a mini cello, strapped it to a bow, and then colored it blue and white with arcane coming off it. It just looks over the top and ridiculous. I love it.
yeah, because otherwise you've got the machinist or the dancer. Like you need something to stand out. So
Yep.
does not surprise me.
Awesome. All right. And in SOTAR, we're still heading our way through 7.5. There's a lot to do, and the only deadline is that Spring Festival will be ending on June 25th. So there's still time to catch up on that. In the meantime, there is no limit to when you can do the main story or the new venture system. The venture will eventually earn you a gun-faced dog companion. He is adorable.
Gun-faced dog companion. I take it it's a robot. It's got to be a robot, right?
Seema, Max,
All right. Well, while you keep going, I'm gonna go look.
we'll
this
report
thing up.
back. Yeah. All right, 1 second. Yes, it is a droid. Thank you, Seema. I'm like, what the heck? Okay. Oh, it's the basilisk. Okay. And our SOTAR crew does monetary fun nights on Tuesday nights. Have fun PvP night. Have a fun PvP on most Wednesdays and do a variety of things on Friday nights. Come and join the discussion on the SOTAR channel. And if you want to hear what cicadas sound like or see a robot restaurant server deployed in the Chicagoland area.
Oh yeah, I found it. Good lord, that is a gun-faced dog. Yeah, absolutely. That is.
Oh
just,
yeah.
That's all
Yep,
kinds.
Max, I shared it.
Oh, did he?
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like a 6-shooter face.
Yes, I found this one as well. So I see, and Max talks about it. All right. Well, regardless, in Lord of the Rings Online news, we got our first look at Update 41 on Bull Roar this past week, in which Monster Play is getting some new love. They're expecting Bull Roarer to open up for the week so we can look at the new hobby, hopefully. Lord of the Ring online summer sales continue with some great stuff on sale every week for the next couple of weeks. This week is a sale on carry-alls. They're excited to get some new teasers from executive producer Severlin from a couple of shows he has been on. Some of the exciting things that have already been teased and waiting for information on them. Yeah.
All right.
Corsair just linked it in the chat. That's the bard weapon.
Yeah.
It's a guitar, but not a cello, but still.
And I'm assuming that the wings probably fold behind it. That way you can play it.
Yeah, it probably rotates
like
90 degrees, and then you just throw it on your back. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. By the way, a little update from Max about Bessie, by the way, which is the gun-faced dog. You train her up over a couple of months. She gets more weapons and armor as you train and level her. You don't fully unlock her until she's fully trained. That's the new venture system, which actually sounds pretty darn cool.
Yeah, I think we've talked about that last time, actually.
Yep, absolutely. All right, and with all of that, well, let's get back to Kenny and find out, hey, Kenny, what's going on in ESO?
So many things are going on in ESO.
Excellent.
The new expansion, Gold Road, came out on June 3rd for PC and brought with it not only a new zone and storyline, but a new system called scribing that lets you customize your skill and abilities. It'll make them do different things or look different. So it gives you a little bit more variance in some of the play styles. For scribing itself, there's a quest line you have to use to unlock it, and then you can do daily quests, both Mage Guild, Fighters Guild, and Undaunted, to acquire the materials for it. So it can be a little bit of a grind to unlock everything that you need to do it. But the storyline is nice to go through. I mean, it's a fun story. It gives you a lot of background on some of the various worlds. It's pretty enjoyable so far. And for the last few MFNs, we've grouped up at the beginning to do a short trial or to do the dailies together, and then just hung out and voice chatting with each other as we worked our way through the scribing quest, because it is a rather long quest line to get all the way through to the end.
Awesome.
So it's just nice to hang out and chat and help each other out with it. I foresee a lot more time in our future for MFNs doing some of those dailies to get all the components we need, as well as, working in the rotation of the trials that we normally do.
So did they add a new NPC to the daily hubs in the cities, or is it you have to go to the guilds?
You have to go to the guilds to get them. So it's the normal Mage Guild, Fighters Guild, Undaunted, and then in why can't I think of the city name? There's another city that has 2 or 3 more that you can pick up.
Gotcha.
So it's 6 total that you can do, and you'll get drops from the boxes off of those that have either more of what they basically sort of like the unlock skills, almost like a recipe. You click on it to unlock the ability to use that piece of scribing.
Right.
And then there's the ink that you need as well. So different things you can get that way.
Cool.
And then there's going to be an event called the Zeal of Zenithar event is starting up again on June 20th and running through July 1st. There's going to be a daily quest each day that gives you what's called a Sublime Parcel Box as a reward. That, of course, as you all know that play the game, the best box they drop each day has an extra chance and a higher or a new look that is only available through those boxes. And then there's going to be a variety of other activities that give a delightful parcel box. So still a lot of good loot there. You'll get style pages, crafting materials, recipes, and of course, Indrik feathers that you can use, or not Indrik feathers, event tickets that you can use for things like Indrik feathers and other unlockable pieces.
Awesome.
And there's some planning going on for AIE's annual Summer of Love. In ESO, Kramer's planning a short one-shot D&D game as part of the event. That
awesome.
That's actually looking pretty interesting. It will involve monsters and lore from ESO as part of it.
Fabulous.
So specific to that. And a Tales of Tribute tournament number 6 will start on July 1st and run through August 4th. So that will also coincide with Summer of Love. And there's still plenty of spots open. So let Kramer know in Discord if you'd like to join the fun for that.
I love that he keeps that up. It seems like a very fun event where a lot of people just kind of play around and get involved, and the prizes are pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean,
he spends a ton of time getting the gold for those prizes, and every place gets gold.
yeah, I mean, last place
Yeah.
gets 1 million gold, so you get 1 million gold just for playing.
Just for showing up.
Yep.
And because I will be traveling during more than half of it, I'm not going to be in this tournament, so I will have no competition for last place this time.
Oh, please!
Can we see?
You've won one. You've won one tournament. I know that.
Yeah, myself, I've won one. DP's won at least one. There's been a few winners out there.
Yep.
But if you're interested in more information about ESO or want to get involved in any of our weekly dungeon groups or trials, there's more information in the Discord, or you can reach out to myself or Kramer directly. We're always happy to talk about the fun we have in the game.
Excellent.
Awesome.
All right.
Hang on, Kenny.
Yes.
Speaking of Kramer, do you want to mention the crafting stuff at his house? Because I know we say that every week, but for those maybe like me that have touched ESO but don't actually understand what the 38 or 39 crafting stations actually are, is that all the armor where you'd normally have to go to a certain location to craft, but now you can just go to his house and craft it?
Correct. So a couple of updates ago, they released something called master crafting tables, which you could use to do all of the stuff provided you went out and learn the styles, attune them to regular crafting tables, and then attune those into the master crafting tables. He has every craftable set in the game available to be crafted at his primary residence, so you can just right click on him in the guild list and travel to his primary residence, and they're all right there, as well as all of the Mundus stones. It saves you from traveling from place to place if you need a certain set, or if you're working on master writs, which is a crafting system where you get an extra currency that you can use for unlocking things like targeting dummies, storage containers, things like that. You can do all of that at his residence. You wouldn't need to go from place to place to place to do any of those master writs. You can just go to his house.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah. And it's because we don't technically have guild housing in ESO that he's got it at his house, correct?
Correct. There wasn't an easy way to put it all in the house that I use as the quote unquote guild house.
Right.
Transferring some of that stuff back and forth can't be done.
Yeah.
So since he was doing all the farming, it's all at his house. But the entire guild contributed. Like, we were all dumping master writs into the bank for him to pick up and do, giving him mats, things like that. So it was a group effort so that he could get those. But I will say that he did like 80% of the work himself.
That's awesome.
Excellent. Well,
That's
thank you,
awesome.
Kramer, for all your hard work.
Yeah. And one more question because I'm curious. The trials, what is it, 10-person trials, or how many people are normally for the trials?
So technically the trials should be 10-person trials. However, there are several that we've gone in with less than that and been successful.
Okay.
There's one that we can do with 5 without a problem.
Oh, wow.
And that's just because the champion points that we have, the fact that we've been there so many times, we're really familiar with it. But yeah, 12 is what most of them are done. Tune 2,
12.
we've managed to do some.
Okay.
We've managed to do a couple of the more recent ones with as few as 10. But yeah, however many we get, we just take a shot. If we make it, great. If not, we laugh while we all floor tank. It's
Hey,
a great
that's
night.
cool. As long as you floor tanking together.
Yep.
Exactly.
Very cool.
Excellent.
And-
Well,
Sorry, one more question. Not about ESO, but about
Cat's playing Columbo today. You notice this? One more
Isn't it
question.
great?
One more question.
Yeah.
One more question.
So the new braid in WoW, I just wanted to go over that. So they're leaving the raids on rotation. They're not making them all awakened, right? So you have to do the awakened raid each week and it changes.
I thought at some point they're supposed to make it to where all 3 are up, but it's
Yeah.
near the end.
Yeah,
That's
right
what they
now they're
s-
still on rotation.
Yeah, that's what they
So-
said. We thought it was going to come with the last patch, at least according to all the news sites were like, yeah, it should all be awakened, but they're not, so it's still in rotation. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think because we're doing the middle one this week, so next week I guess will be a Madrasel, and then maybe after that it'll be everything opened. Like
Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, so in order to make it doable for New Braid, we're holding lockouts if we need to. Like we did all the way up to the last boss last night. I'm going to hold that lockout, so when that comes back around as Awakened, we have it, and we can just go straight to the last boss to knock it out for the mount.
Okay, yeah, and Gusty said no, it was canceled. Blizzard recently said they're not going to open all of them at once. They're going to stay on rotation, so...
Thank you for that late breaking news, Gusty. Appreciate it.
All right, that's it from me.
Yeah. So, and we obviously, to focus on the War Within coming up. So, All right. Chat room. Any questions? You want to start suggesting some titles for us? Either way. So while I wait on that, so I'm pretty sure that is about our show for the night. While our beautiful chat room starts suggesting titles, Kenny, thank you very much for joining us. We always appreciate it. And if people are looking for you, where can they find you? Besides at my at Cam and I's dining room table on Thursdays.
Easiest way lately is Discord. I don't do X much anymore at all.
Yeah.
Threads and Blue Sky, it's hit or miss, but I'm always in Discord.
Yep, absolutely. And if you have a question or comment about our show, you can email us at podcast@aie-guild.org. And speaking of the Discord, you can find us on our Discord and other non-Twitter social media. We record live with video every other Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. You can join the chat room and play along with us on our website, aie-guild.org/podcast-live-stream. And the link for our Discord server is on the main page of aie-guild.org. For past episodes, check out YouTube. Just look for the AIE Podcast. Our theme was composed by the amazing Andrew Allen. Follow him at Keys with Soul or visit his website, andrewallenmusic.com.
Segments go here. You send segment to us. We play here. So send it to us.
Yes. All right. And next time, we're going to be talking to somebody about something. We'll let you know. So until then, AIE.
This is Kenny.
This is Makala.
This is Tetsemi.
And this is Mewcow.
And this has been the AIE Podcast.
Yay!
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 Or I forgot. I wanted to show you guys. I got a neat puzzle box this week.
Ooh, neat.
From our Frog Pants adjacent friends over at Scam School. They've been doing these puzzle boxes. Yeah. So this is the Vox Tempest.
Nice.
But yeah, it was an interesting one to figure out how to open.
Cool.
Yep, and it actually came with a chunk of meteorite.
Oh, nice.
Fun.
It has a distinct smell to it too. It's kind of interesting.
Like metallic?
Like dirty metal. Like it just
like
has
burnt
a really
metal.
interesting. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So
Oh,
it kicks off an ARG.
very nice. All right. Well, as it is Father's Day and we do have stuff to do, we will not keep the chat room longer. Oh, another country heard from Hobie would like to state his preference for something.
Probably Snuggles.
Yeah.
Just heard a from down there. All right. Chat room.
He probably would like Snuggles.
Yep. Bye, chat room.
Bye.
Bye, chat room.